how to start an email list from scratch just using Instagram. Let's face it, it is so important for you to get people off of your social media and onto your email list. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Show me your email list and I bet I can predict your income. All the time, I will have coaches or other entrepreneurs say to me like, why is it I can't sell my products? Why is it my events aren't full? Why is it my business is struggling? And I'm spending all of this time on social media. And I always say, you're going to struggle if your focus is growing your followers without putting the majority of your emphasis on using your social media to grow your email list. Now listen, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just trying to tell you, like, if you want to see this in action, go to my Instagram. 80% or more of my posts are specifically designed to grow my email list. Why would I let people show up and get to know me on Instagram and then just leave them on Instagram? You really can't get much value on Instagram. Instagram is like 2 to 5 seconds. And I want to reach that person who really wants more. I want to help them. I want to deliver to them. I want them to be my customers. So I've got to figure out a way to serve them. And the best way to do that is by creating an email list. So I'm going to go through the 10 steps very quickly. If you're starting an email list from scratch, first of all, I want to commend you because so many entrepreneurs don't do this. And then their account gets hacked or their account gets frozen or they violate community guidelines and Instagram or Facebook doesn't even tell them what they did wrong. And then they feel like their business is absolutely stuck and they reach out to me and I'm like, dude, I can't help you. I hope you have an email list. So let's get to it. Step 1, you've got to figure out what it is you're going to give people of value so that they want to give you their email address. We're going to do that first before we even start talking about Instagram. So if someone is going to give you their email address, they're going to do so because you're going to give them something of value. That thing of value is sometimes called an ethical bribe. I think that's the dumbest thing. Or a freemium, a lead magnet, an opt-in, whatever you call it. It's something that you're giving the person who's following you on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. You're giving them something of value in exchange for their email address. It's how you're delivering this thing to them because you can't deliver it to them on Instagram. So in 2024, the most common forms for most entrepreneurs of freemiums, lead magnets include webinars, playlists, PDFs, video series, guide or ebooks, masterclasses or webinars, free challenges, email courses, meaning you're going to send them a series of emails and in each email you're going to explain to them the next step, shopping lists, and newsletters. Now, I do have to say, newsletters are probably the least popular. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you opened up a newsletter? Unless somebody is known for delivering an incredible newsletter. One great example is Tim Ferriss. Like, he delivers every Friday an email. I open it like, I don't know, probably 30% of the time. That's pretty good. And it's got a consistent theme. I like to think I've got a great newsletter. It does really well. Our open rate is super high, but I don't sell in it. So my newsletter, I have a consistent theme. So I start with one super cool thing that I found this week. It's usually like some kind of Amazon gadget. Then it's what I'm watching, which might be Love is Blind or a documentary series or what I'm listening to. So that's usually an audiobook or it might be a podcast. I just like share snippets. And then the fourth thing that I share is what I'm obsessed with, like what I'm talking about, like what I am on a rabbit hole, what I'm obsessed with. And that theme for our newsletter has done really, really well. So our open rate is super high. But newsletters typically, unless people know like every week I'm going to get something like really, really good, because I think a lot of us have come to expect that a newsletter is just going to be like you're selling to me. And we just don't have time. So unless you're delivering like massive value and you can convince your followers that you're going to do that and you can prove that to them, I would suggest using one of these other forms of lead magnets. And you're probably not sure which one of these lead magnets is going to perform the best for you. Don't guess. You're going to use Instagram to figure out exactly which of these lead magnets is going to perform the best for you. We're not going to guess. We're going to go to our Instagram stories. We're going to open it up and we're going to do this poll probably a couple of times over the course of the next month. And I just want you to ask your followers, think of probably the 4 things that you think they're going to want the most from you, like whether it's a webinar, a free challenge, an ebook, a video series. Give them 4 choices and let them decide according in one of the poll stickers, okay? And just do that repeatedly and you're gonna get the same answers and you're gonna realize like, oh, they're telling me exactly what they want. We're also going to use your Instagram to figure out which topic they are most interested in. Which topic are they going to be the most excited about giving you their email address? Okay, so you want to give them some options. Let's say, for example, you are a health coach. You could say to them, which of the 4 are you most interested in? How to plan high protein meals, how to fit your workouts in, how to track your macros, or whatever. The 4 things that you suspect people look to you for your expertise. And do that same poll a couple of times, because your audience is going to tell you exactly what it is they want from you, and you need to listen. Instagram is like having, I can't even tell you how valuable it is, even if you only get a couple of responses. And if you're saying to me right now, Shalene, I just can't even get people to respond on Instagram, it's conditioning. You have to get people used to it. So if you're not regularly posting polls, if you're not regularly talking to your audience, you need to back up and start with that and be patient. Once we figured out which topic we're going to deliver to them and the form that we are going to deliver it to them in, whether it's webinar, guidebook, ebook, whatever, that's step 1. Then we're going to move on to step 2. Step 2 is writing the confirmation email. Statistics show that the one email that people are going to open from you is the confirmation email. So listen to what I'm about to say, because this is going to, this is worth you subscribing to Build Your Tribe. Make sure that your first email to them has in the subject line, confirmation email. Think about it. That's the email that we all open. We don't open up like the tricky subject lines. We're like, confirmation. What am I confirming? I'm looking for my confirmation. People open their confirmation email, and statistics show that people don't often open too many emails after that. For that reason, you want to write an amazing confirmation email. It needs to be short. It needs to be concise. You need to deliver them the thing that you promised them. So for example, confirmation email, confirmation of your webinar registration, confirmation of your ebook, confirmation email. You can just put confirmation email. Then you need to deliver what it was you promised to them. And here's my recommendation. This is something we practice at Team Johnson, and I swear to God, this is why our email list is so good, okay? And I'm telling you, this is about thinking about psychology, right? So when somebody has a problem and you have the possible solution, right? And you're saying here's this free thing. They know, and you know, you're giving them part of the solution, but it's free. So it's not obviously the whole solution, but this person has the problem and you have the full solution. So you would be a jerk not to at least let them know, hey, by the way, this is like the free webinar, but if you're looking for more, I also have available for you, blah, 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 blah. Now, the old way of doing this, the old school digital marketing, entrepreneurship kind of way was you're supposed to send multiple emails and warm them up and provide value, like jab, 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 right hook, or whatever that book was by Gary Vaynerchuk. But today, I don't know about you, but I have a problem today. I need it solved today. I don't have time to open up 4 or 3 or even 2 emails from you. If you have the solution, give me the free thing and just let me know that you have something more. So when we write our confirmation emails, it's here's your thing, and it's not a pushy sale. We just say PS, or even by the way, we also have available for you, blah, 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 blah. Let me give you an example. Right now, I want you to open up your Instagram. Okay, I'm going to give you a second. Open up Instagram. I'm going to show you this in action. You're going to see exactly how we word it, everything. Open up your Instagram, go to Instagram stories, and I want you to just send me the phrase 55 stories. You're going to send me just this phrase, and you're going to see immediately, you're going to get a response from me. I'm using a program called ManyChat. And it's going to say okay, cool. And I'm going to prompt you to give me your email address. When you give me your email address, I'm going to send you 55 different ideas of things you can post to your stories. You're going to get an email from me. And in that confirmation email, not only am I going to give you the 55 stories, I'm also going to say, hey, PS, if you need help growing on Instagram, we've got a great membership site. It's called InstaClubHub. So if someone is struggling with a problem, for example, they don't know what to post to their Instagram stories, they've got that problem and I've got a free solution, but it's not the full solution. Like there's so much more I have to teach them. And if I don't tell them that I have that available to them, I risk them going to one of my competitors who aren't as good or who are even out of business or haven't updated their membership site and don't update it like on the weekly like we do. So that's being rude if I'm not telling the person who just said, hey, I have this problem. I'm saying, here's this free thing. If I don't tell them I have something more for them, I personally think that's, first of all, it's a missed opportunity. And secondly, you're kind of wasting their time. So don't be afraid to put a PS or like just a soft mention of the other solution, even if it is a paid option in your confirmation email for the free thing that they just opted in for. Number 3, you want to write a follow-up sequence. Now you're like, wait a second, Shalene, how am I delivering all these emails? We're going to get there, don't worry. But I want you to do these steps first because it's going to make my 4th step even easier. So your 3rd step is you want to, okay, you've written that confirmation email, like here you go. And I want you to write 3 more follow-up emails. These follow-up emails should be, first of all, you should anticipate that they didn't open up the first one. So in case you missed it, here's the blah, 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 blah that you asked me for. I wanted to make sure you got it. Oh, and by the way, and then give them another soft sell. And then maybe these are just hypotheticals. And then maybe in your 3rd email, you're saying to them, hey, I know you opted in for my 55 stories on Instagram. That might be something you're struggling with. I wondered if this might be helpful for you. And you just give them something of value. And always, for me, every single email in the PS, I'm just letting them know what's available to them. It's not a pushy sales email. But if they're reading all the way to the bottom and they've gone through my salutations, the PS can at least tell them another way that they can do business with us. And the 4th email, something along those lines. Now, the number 1 suggestion I can give to you if you're not good at writing email copy is create a fake email account. We all have them. And just opt into a bunch of other great marketers' email sequences. Like Amy Porterfield, amazing at copy. Team Johnson, I think we are amazing at copy. So you can opt into anything at InstaClubHub. Anyone who you're following, basically, and you see that they're offering something of value to get your email address, give them your email address. And not only will you get that thing of value, but you'll also see how they sequence their follow-up emails. And then I save all of those in what I call a swipe folder. I save all of the great emails from other marketers. I save them in a swipe file and I will just ChatGPT them. Oh my gosh, ChatGPT is like mind-blowing. Oh, you know who else has great emails? Is Frank Kern. Like he is the OG of great emails. Like when I go to ChatGPT, I will write a prompt like, write an email sequence in the tone of Shalene Johnson and Frank Kern. Like if Shalene Johnson and Frank Kern had a baby, what would the email copy look like? It's a great prompt. Before I give you my next tip, I just discovered that like 90% of the people that watch our videos here on Build Your Tribe are not subscribed on YouTube. It's free. You know that, right? Like it doesn't cost you $1. It's kind of like a tip jar. So if you're looking for good karma, I highly, highly recommend, if you're really smart, and I know you are, that you subscribe and also hit the bell notification. That way you'll know the next time we release a new episode. Step 4 is select your CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. It's basically, I don't know why we call it a CRM. We should just call it like an email management system, Yeah, we should call it an EMS because that's really what it is. It's just a software program, SaaS, where you are paying for a service. That service allows you to deliver things to your customers. It keeps track of all of your emails. This is not something you're going to do manually. And here's some advice I want to give to all of you who are midlifers, all of you who are entrepreneurs who are like, there's so much to be good at. There's so much to do. And I suck at the tech. I'm going to give you some options. Okay. And by the way, most of these companies offer they offer a free level, which doesn't give you much, and then a paid level. And then, the more people you have subscribing to your email list, it gets more and more expensive. But let me just tell you this. Every penny you spend on your email list is going to exponentially explode your business. I've been screaming about this until I'm blue in the face for the last 12 years, 15 years. And I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in your bottom line. Stop focusing so much on your social media and start focusing on your CRM. Okay, so MailChimp, HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, Constant Contact, Sendinblue, get responses too. We use Keep, K-E-A-P. Now, I'm just going to give you my 2 cents worth. I don't want to know how to do all. I don't want to know. I don't need to understand like how to hook things up. That tech makes my head explode. I'll create the thing that we're delivering to the customer. I'll give you the webinar. I'll even write the ebook, but I don't want to connect any of that stuff. So we use Keep because of their email flows, because of their ability to segment their lists, because they have so many amazing, amazing tools. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be very honest with you. It's not something you can figure out on your own. So if you have the mindset that like, oh, I'm going to save money and figure out how to do this myself, then Keep is not for you. It's for those of you who are entrepreneurs and understand like, oh, I'll hire someone to do that. Keep also has a done for you service, meaning they have, what are they called? I'm not sure what they call them, but they're like basically people are certified in Keep. And Keep used to be Infusionsoft, by the way. And so you when you sign up with Keep, you can pay for it. It's obviously an elevated service where one of their qualified or certified people sets all this up for you and they know what they're doing. And let me just tell you, even these free ones, they're a nightmare. Something's always breaking and it's so frustrating. It's infuriating. And it's like, this isn't what I was meant to do. So can I just really convince you right now that even if you're doing one of the free services, let somebody else set it up for you. And if you're like, I want the best and I want all the flows and I want what you guys are doing at Team Johnson, I'll put a link to Keep. But I just want to be very clear that Keep, the one that we use, is not one you can set up on your own. I don't care how tech savvy you think you are. You're much better off using one of their certified Keep specialists, etc. Anyways, I'll put the link to all of those below in our show notes. And having a great CRM is very important. Step 5 was to set it all up, and hopefully I've convinced you that that should be done by someone other than you. Step 6 is to start using your stories to convince people, to persuade people, to entice people to want to join your email list, want to give you their email in exchange for your free thing. So if you watch my Instagram stories, and really, if you look at any of my feed posts, 80% or more of my content on Instagram is directly designed to get people on my email list. So one thing that I'll do is I'll say, comment the word workout. And then comment the word workout and I will send you my YouTube playlist. And literally what I'm doing is using ManyChat, which is a third-party application approved by Instagram. I'm using ManyChat. When they comment the word workout, they get a DM that's designed by ManyChat that says, hey, thanks for asking. Just drop your email address here and I will quickly, right here in this chat, send you my YouTube playlist with all of my YouTube videos with my favorite workouts. It's that simple. I'm keeping people on the Instagram platform, but I'm also putting them in my Keep CRM on Instagram. So it's crazy. I want you to look at my Instagram right now. It is crazy how much Instagram, and this is free. Literally, Instagram doesn't even charge me for this. I'll get like 2,000 comments, 5,000 comments of people commenting the word workout or hormones or whatever it is related to women's health. Like that's what my Instagram niche is. I don't usually teach business on my Instagram. So go and take a look. You will see. I'll get like 4,000 and 5,000 people commenting that word. Those people are then sent a direct message. And if they open that direct message, they're giving me their email address. So every single day, if I'm going to post, it's going to be first and foremost to grow my email list. Period. End of subject. My number 7 step for you is to plan at least one time per day to post your stories. Something that gets people excited about that free thing that you have to offer and encouraging them to give you their email address. There's 3 ways you can do this. Number 1, you can have them comment a word and then you personally send them the link to your freemium. The number 2 way to do this is by using ManyChat, which is approved by Instagram. They comment a word and it automatically sends them a correspondence as well as the link to your freemium. And the number 3 way to do this is to post a link to your stories with the link directing them to your lead magnet. The number 8 step for you is to create additional lead magnets. Now you've created one, you've connected to your CRM, you're promoting it on your stories, you're promoting on your feed post, but one is never enough. You've got to create more and more and more because your audience gets fatigued of that same offer. So if I was always promoting the same webinar, they're like, I already went to it. So you want to create new and exciting offers for them. And remember, we don't guess. We ask our Instagram following what it is they want, and that's what we give them. My number 9 tip for you is to do collaborations, like working with other Instagram content creators, people you've got a relationship with, but maybe it's related, but you're not in competition with each other. So say, for example, I am going to tag as a collaborator on my post the gym where I work out. And in that post, if they accept the collaboration, I'm going to get all of their Instagram followers and all of my Instagram followers. But I've said comment the word workout, and now all of those people on both posts are going to, who comment workout, which I'm going to get some of their followers too, are going to go on my email list. Now, why might someone do that? Because they don't care. Because they're like, we don't care if she gets YouTube subscribers or people on her email list. We want her followers to see that we have a gym that she works out with in Miami. So you've got to think kind of creatively, like who you can reach out to where they're going to be like, oh, this is a win-win. Another example might be, I'm just going to use my own because, you know, you're going to have to think of how this relates to you. But like, I recently started using castor oil. Well, if I reach out to a castor oil company, they've got like a big following, and I want to talk to them about the castor oil video that I just did on YouTube, which by the way I did. You can watch it right here. So I could say to them, hey, I'm going to do this promotion to get people to watch the YouTube video about castor oil. The castor oil company is like, great, that's fantastic. That's a win-win for us, right? But I'm also at the same time growing my email list. And it's amazing way without running ads, without having to spend $1 to grow your email list using Instagram. And my 10th and final way to grow your email list from scratch using Instagram is to invest in Instagram advertising. Now, this is not something I want you to try to figure out yourself. No, don't even. This is if you have the mindset and you understand, I've got a really small following on Instagram, Shalene. I'm just not going to get that many people opting into my email list. Great. Then spend your money wisely and hire someone who runs Instagram ads to drive traffic to your freemium on Instagram stories, on Instagram feeds. I'm telling you, if it's making you money, if it's putting people onto your email list, that's going to make you money. And if they can do that for a very low cost, you have to factor in, what is your time worth? How much time would it take for you to build this huge Instagram following? True story. I went for a power walk with one of my girlfriends the other day. She is a $100 million earner in her business. She is a life coach. And I looked at her Instagram. I'm like, how do you get your customers? Because like her Instagram is like crickets. And she goes, because I said, I thought you said you get like almost all of your customers on Instagram. She's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, how? Because I looked at her Instagram following, it's like tiny. And she said, advertising. And you know what? She doesn't live her life creating content. So consider that. It's a mindset shift. It's not for everybody, but I love it. I love Instagram advertising. Mwah, mwah. It's something that you just have to trust the process and find a really good person. I know you're going to say, Shalene, how do we find someone who's really good at running social media advertising on TikTok and on Instagram? Well, if that's something that you would like to learn more about, I know the experts. Comment below this video and let us know that's what you would like next on Build Your Tribe, and we'll bring that person, those people, to you. Hey, it's my goal to be brief, to be bright, to make it fun, and then be done. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Let's keep this mic down here so people can see how cute this little collar is. It's not even attached. I got it on Etsy. That Dry Farm Wine Champagne. Look, you can still see I'm wearing my workout pants on the bottom.